I've been waiting like half a day to fucking talk about this. I find out about this just before I got to go to bed last night, and then I got to wake up early for what I'm thankful was not an 11-hour shift. I don't need the fucking extra money. I'll take the money cut and get my day. I'm good with that. I don't like companies that think that I want to work an 11-hour shift. It's gaslighting. It's gaslighting. Like, don't you want to make money? They're like that. Just want to make money, guy? Right? And then, it's just like, I'm gonna prove that the illegals work harder than you. Right? That's the subtext, and it's fucking insulting. But anyway, and of course they work the same amount of hours as the illegals they hire, so they think that that's acceptable, right? It's just like any like you're a company, you don't control how many hours there are in a day, therefore you are always cutting the same amount of hours from someone's day. 11 hours, an 11-hour shift in one company is the same cut of a day as any other company's 11-hour fucking shift. That should fucking tell you something with when and what they do this shit about. I just realized how they freaking cleaned up this area. Oh, this is great. Usually you can't cut through this way like this. They installed a rotary over here, and I hope that it fucking works. It seems like it's a pretty reasonable way they set it up. Anyway. So anyway, what the hell am I ranting about? Fluoride. A federal court, I think in California of all fucking states, a federal court in California has fucking forced the EPA to admit that the levels of fucking fluoride that they make permissible for potable water drops your IQ, causes fucking mental development, mental retardation effectively in children. Like the whole fucking thing, the whole fucking fluoride conspiracy has pretty much just been absolutely fucking validated, on top of action being taken to remove it from the system. I thought it was going to be many, many more years where something as basic as fluoride, that is really not a big part of most people's consciousness amongst the profane, that fluoride was going to get lifted. It's just like they could try to administer something else or try to administer fluoride in another way. But the point is that they can't just do what they've been doing. And they're going to have, they'd have to put a lot of effort into whatever their new operation is. Thus, you have an opportunity here to hold that line, right? Where, now, not that your water still doesn't need to be filtered for other things, you are less likely to be in contact with fluoride in your water. This is great because I have had to, because of how expensive filters are, I've had to take showers in fluoride. I have had to boil water in fluoride. Just like there's a certain amount of water that I just don't want to run through my fucking expensive ass filter and then have to go through a filter, a fucking $60 filter like once a month, as opposed to fucking once every like 4 months. I change a filter every 4 months because of the amount of water I just consume, basically just drinking, including like the little cup here and there that I set for my iguana. So yeah, we're I really didn't think that such a good thing was going to happen to so many people that just didn't even have the outrage about it, right? you know, but that's what courts are for, right? It's like your outrage, your politics don't matter, right? For some reason, out of fear, they had to make that matter. Whoa. Oh. You know what? Okay. Cool. The music can run in the background. That's fucking great. I'm listening to a little bit of vitriol. Oh, yes. Anyway, this is like the instrumental song. At any rate, where was I? Amonth Johan? Yokan? Amonath Yokan. Did I say that correctly? I kind of dig the name. Makes me think of Amon Amarth. Yes. Oh, look at that. The guy with the beard and the long hair looks like a Viking. Listen to Amon Amarth. How original. Awesome. Are you just checking me out right this fucking second, or have you been a quiet listener for some time? I'm about a lot of different things on this channel, and I take terribly to trolls. Very terribly to trolls. So anyway, fluoride illegalization as potable ingredient, I think, is important. That needs to be what happens, right? These kinds of, people are going to have to rewrite all manners of laws that affect the EPA and everything else, right? So now all the politicians are going to be forced to review, all of their freaking toxic hazard safety standards, yada, yada, yada. Colgate and all these motherfuckers may have to pull their shit out. Maybe not, but we might still have fluoride toothpaste, which I still don't recommend because the direct connection of the nerve endings to your teeth to your brain are very fucking strong for some reason. So I still wouldn't fucking fluoridate your toothpaste. But, Poland Spring's gonna have to cut that shit out of its American supply. Good. What I appreciated, kind of, was the primary water that they had was canned water. They used Liquid Death at the music festival, Bridgeport. And so that means no microplastics, although aluminum isn't better, and it makes the fucking water taste like tap, which is fucking stupid. It just takes all the fucking point out of it. I'd rather get my core water in a BPA-free fucking bottle, and I'm told that the chemical they replace BPA with is worse or something. I don't care, right? It's fucking crazy. I got a mason jar to drink my water out of, usually. And for the most part, your plastic leakage is exposure over time, especially under heat and ultraviolet light. So there's nothing going on in that respect. Although I do find it interesting, the witness account, which came from James Drew, actually, was about how the National Guard was down there in his area guarding a stockpile of water from the last disaster or something like that that's in plastic bottles, has been sitting out in the sun. And so you're just talking about a plastic fluoridated fucking toxic chemical potion that you would give people to fucking, hydrate them but fucking disease them at the fucking same time. Hey, what's up, Treva? Do I have kids? No, I don't have kids. I have I speak in a limited scope about parenting, and only in the context of my imagination about things and looking at the example of other people me asking myself what I would do differently if things didn't turn out the way the people I'm modeling myself after would do, right? Because certainly I think that you do have a diminished voice in talking about parenting. It diminished. Doesn't mean it's nothing. It just means that you're limited. You're limited because somebody who knows from being one is always going to have the superior witness to you. And that's okay. You have a superior witness to other things that need to be considerate of them, and vice versa. And there's certain very specific considerations when it comes to that kind of family dynamic because of a society's interest in its continuity, which transcends me and my personal goals for as long as I am here. You know, because it's also me, my goals, I am here, and then also I have a kid who will grow up to be his own person and follow suit with their own goals and ideals and etc., etc. Right? This is the game. This is the fucking game. Alright. I have to go home and then figure out if I've got enough time to fucking change, grab my yoga mat, come back to this area to go back down that way to go do a pro yoga session in a class, which I definitely need after the last couple of days of working out and then doing good labor. Hey, what's up, Derek? Awaken your mind. If you want to hear conscious hip-hop radio, tune into Awaken Your Mind. If you want to see some dynamic panel conversations, go check out Awaken Your Mind. And if you want to hear great interviews, go and check out Awaken Your Mind. And his sister show, Dissolving the Divide. So yeah, I was just talking. You might have seen it on my feed. Yeah, struck down fluoride against the EPA. So we're experiencing some sort of serious breakthrough here. Some sort of serious. Like, just more evidence of the good timeline, I suppose. But, we're only in Dwarpa Yuga. There's still shit that goes wrong. Shit don't be perfect for 2 more Yuga cycles, motherfucker. We got some time to fucking sit here. We got a few fucking life cycles to fucking Yuga it out. And then the Golden Age won't last forever either. But it'll last so fucking long, we might even forget their Yuga cycles. And that might be our first mistake. Not realizing that a Golden Age might be on a decline. So, but right now we don't have to worry about that particular plan. Right now we have to keep an eye out and see how this fluoride thing pans out, and make sure that it isn't a Trojan horse that's just throwing another poison at us. Most important job ever has always been too scary for me. Oh yeah? What do you mean? You've never been a parent? I mean, being a child, like I think there's 2 things about raising a kid that I don't like, and it's nothing about raising a kid. It's about me trying to figure out how I can be more present and balanced paternal figure. right? It's just like, do I make enough money, you know, or do I provide enough? Do I take care of enough things to be, to be a secure family, to be its own absolute standalone thing? Holds the free association without the isolation, because it's just like a deeper subtext of like movies like The Witch and shit like that is about self-isolation. It's just like the movie The Witch starts out with like, you motherfuckers ain't real Christians, I'm a real fucking Christian, fuck you, and they kick him out, right? So he tells them to fuck off, and they tell him to fuck off, and he fucks off with his family. And then he sucks at everything except for chopping wood until the fucking black goat kills him and gets his daughter to convert to Satanism. Fun movie. There's that movie is kind of like, that's a parent's worst nightmare of losing, their child loses their soul to the devil or whatever, right? These movies aren't really scary. These stories that these movies are based on are not even scary, really. It's just, there's a melancholy sadness and a dread, right? And dread is, man, I don't know. Maybe it's, the thing is that it's scary, but it's just not scary for someone like me or something like that, right? I think it's designed to be scary for people that haven't done shadow work or something to that effect. I don't know, right? Because I can see it coming, because I see what it looks like. As I notice that this guy's family's falling apart piece by piece, right? And I noticed that it's the same theme, The Witch and The Northman are the same film in the sense that you look at this main character, the father figures in each of these films, right? Fjolnir and homeboy from The Witch. I don't remember anybody's names. Both of them, the movie is watching the force they thought they were guarded against for the responsibility of their actions coming and picking their family apart piece by piece, right? Until it leads to a final confrontation, right? And then the end of The Northman, it's the liberation, because when he goes up into Valhalla at the end when he dies. But in The Witch, our chick, for her, she goes up into the air, I guess, in the witch's orgy seance majiggy thing, right? And the movie ends on a good for her. No, it's one of those horror films with a good for her. I love that meme on the internet. What horror film can you think of that made you say, good for her? That's it's like, I'm pagan, right? It's just like, Satan, I look at that and it's just like, yeah, it's Satan because fucking Hollywood is afraid of paganism. But it's pagan, right? It's your wife's getting lost over to the goat. He's getting lost over to Thor, baby, getting lost over to fucking Freyr, You name your actual horned god. I'm from the American Northeast, and that's about as close as you get until you've paid attention enough to hear when I actually mention what town I'm in, or what places I've worked. You'll get that if you pay attention to my channel. If you'd like to know my personal details, like roughly where I really live, listen, I will accidentally spit it out, or I'll even show you landmarks not terribly far from me, or you will figure out where I work. Because I'm terrible at hiding everything, and I can't just fucking not get out there and fucking get out to you guys while I'm doing my fucking thing. Because all of this is a nice slow build in the backdrop of me getting my studies done towards greater things. You know, people that have watched me long enough, they've watched me figure out how to transform from what I was into a completely different person in real time, talking about it, and not being interested in taking those qualities and abandoning the risque life of the things that I care about and never try to cash in, right? And never try to turn the work into something cheap to keep the algorithm interested in me. Just an aunt. Well, I mean, geez. Do you have like a boyfriend or a husband that agrees with that? Is that how people feel? I bet people say that you make a good mom, you probably don't believe in it, or something like that. And I don't know you, but if you ever have any doubts, I can point you in the direction of people that talk about who and what in that sense of love, in that sense of family. But anyway, I'm gonna go take care of my business and see if I can get out to yoga. I'll catch you guys later, and fuck fluoride.